Hello everyone, welcome to our next biology class. We were continuing with this chapter life process. In life process we have completed almost three parts: nutrition, respiration, and few topics were left in transportation. Uh, in my last classes, couple of classes, I have discussed about the functioning of heart, double circulation, what is the advantage of double circulation, blood pressure. Okay, so few chapters were left in the transportation part, so we'll try to complete this in this video of transportation. Okay, in my last class we have discussed about the components of blood vessels, the structure of heart, how circulation takes place in our body, and blood pressure. Okay, so in this topic we'll continue with some important topics. For example, a blood group and clotting of blood, and completing with lymphatic system. Okay, so what do you mean by the blood group? Okay, this is a very interesting topic regarding the blood group. Have you wondered that? Have you thought also that everyone's blood is red, right? But not everyone's blood is same. We thought initially that if a human being or a species is a species, same species, their blood group should be same. But no, the answer is clear cut no, because everybody have different immune system. Okay, so in immune system we have antigens and antibodies, and these antigens and antibodies tries to protect us, especially the antibody. Okay, so in our cell, for example in RBC, we have some special antigens. Okay, so which makes our blood different to other bloods, right? So the first scientist Carl Landsteiner, who observed about the uniqueness of everyone's blood, how their blood group is different. Okay, so how we can we say that the blood, what is the blood type? Okay, so it is the presence and absence of antibodies and antigenic substances on the RBC, right? So your blood group is due to the presence of antigen and antibody. uh, so he found that in our blood we have different antibodies which is present in the plasma, and we have different antigen which is present on the surface of RBC. Due to this we have different types of blood group. So we have found till we have four types of blood group: A, B, AB and O. Okay, so further what happens in the blood group, this is the chart we have which shows you that how these blood group exists. Okay, so see here, in group A, if someone's blood group is A, okay, so what they have the antibody in the plasma which is anti B, and the antigen on the red blood cell surface is antigen A. Okay, so same as on B, they have the antibody anti-A in the present in the plasma and antigen B. Okay, so first we need to understand that what is this antigen and antibody. Okay, so the antigen and antibody, there is a reaction takes place. Antibodies tries to combat against those types of antigen, specific antigens. Okay, so if any other antigen comes in our body fight against that antigen, and that antigen may be some dust, some chemical particle, or maybe some pathogen. Okay, so like this group AB, if someone's blood group is AB, there is no antibody present in AB. That's why the person having the person having blood group AB is able to receive all blood groups. Okay, but they have the antigen both A and B. So this person having blood group AB is unable to donate or give blood to other blood groups. Okay, uh, blood group O. So those have blood group O, they have both anti-A and anti-B in antibodies. So they are not able to get blood from any other blood groups, and they have none of the antigens present in their on their RBC. So they are not able to receive any blood, but they are able to donate their blood to all types of blood groups. So why we are not able to give blood? It is only due to the agglutination of their respective antigen and antibody. Okay, so it is due to that. So this is the chart which shows you the presence of antigen and antibody in the blood. Okay, so this is the blood group, and we can uh, easily see how they can give. For example, the blood donor O is able to give blood to O. Okay, the blood group A, which is not able to give blood to O. Okay, B also not able to give, and AB also. Okay, so the person having O is able to give blood to all. See, you can able to see the having blood group O is able to give blood to all. But see here, the blood group A is able to give to O, but he is able to give to A also here, because they have same blood group. Okay, so this is the chart we can see through this, that how can blood can be give to anyone. Okay, so with this help we can see here one table I want to show you how this can be done. Okay, so see, the blood group O, this right blood group O here, and on the opposite right blood group AB. Okay, now right blood group A, and here blood group B. Now we know that blood group O is universal donor. Okay, so blood group O is universal donor. So he is able to give blood to all types of blood group because they don't have any antigen. Okay, so just mark this here. The blood group O is giving blood to all different blood group. Okay, now the blood group AB is able to take blood from any blood group. Okay, so see here, you can able to do this. Okay, now this blood group is ready to take blood from any other blood group because they don't have any antigen. Okay, now antibody. Now what, every every blood group is self compatible. Okay, so we can mark this by this sign, that blood group O is able to give blood to O also and can receive also, and blood group A also. Okay, see here like this. So with this diagram it's easy to see and easy to calculate that how the blood group O is able to get from where blood group O is getting. See, blood group is able to donate blood to B also, AB also, okay, and A also. Fine. Now AB is getting blood from AB, from A, and from O also. Fine. If anyone asks you that what is the condition of blood group A, is blood group A is providing blood to anyone? Yes, blood group A can give blood to AB and can receive blood from A itself and from O. Okay, same as likewise blood group B is able to give blood to AB and they get blood from O and AB. So like this, with a simple diagram we can understand that this chart easily, that how blood can be uh, given to any other blood group. Okay, so after that, what happens if we receive blood or donate blood some different, or by mistake if given to blood someone else having no compatibility. Okay, so at the time the person can face acute hemolytic reaction. Okay, if we give blood group if suppose AO is not getting from anyone, if he is getting blood group from AB or AB, then these are the symptoms which shows the acute hemolytic reaction. There is an antigen antibody agglutination takes place in the body. So what will happen? This systematic chills, fever takes place, increased heartbeat, constriction, pain in the body. Okay, some urinary system problem also may happen. Pain can also be there, heat sensation, hypertension. So these are the some symptoms which shows the acute hemolytic conditions. Okay, so at the time the person may die also because due to this blood group incompatibility, or we can say this antigen antibody agglutination. So there is a reaction between them. Fine. Now one more factor is there which is called the Rh factor. So what is this Rh factor? Actually Rh means the rhesus factor. So there was a rhesus monkey, okay, was there, and due to that monkey we have a special antigen on the surface of our blood group on the RBC. So that is called the rhesus. It's a type of inherited protein. It's a type of inherited protein on the RBC. So in India, so in whole world we have 85% are Rh positive. So Rh positive means those blood group who having the protein on their surface. Those having the protein on their surface, they are called Rh positive, and those who don't have the protein on their RBC surface, they are called the Rh negative. Okay, so by this we can easily recognize them. Okay, so what happened actually? See, if the person having blood group A, blood group having positive, is not able to, if he donates or give blood to some other negative person, so in their body their antibodies are able to fight against this Rh factor. So there may some chances of agglutination. So for this we need to be very careful that whom we are going to give blood. Okay, Rh negative can easily give to Rh positive, no problem, but Rh positive cannot give to Rh negative. Okay, Rh positive should not give blood to Rh negative. Okay, so here this is the blood compatibility, that the A positive blood group can give blood to A positive and AB positive, and can receive from whom? A positive, A negative, O positive and O negative. Okay, so this is the chart here we can give. See here, AB positive blood group which can give to only AB and can receive from everyone. Okay, because they don't have any antibody in their plasma, that's why they are able to receive from anyone. Okay, so like this they have. Okay, so this is the chart we need to see that how this blood type compatibility takes place. Understood? Okay, now after that one serious problem takes place which is called the erythroblastosis fetalis. So what is that? Erythro, by the name only, erythroblastosis. So erythro means the erythrocytes, means RBC. Blastosis means there is some reaction which blasts inside the womb, and fetalis the fetus, when the child in the fetus form. So what is that? The first we need to see the definition of this erythroblastosis fetalis, that it's a hemolytic anemia in the fetus or the neonate caused by the transplantation transmission of maternal antibody to fetal RBC. If the antibody goes inside the fetus RBC, then this disorder takes place, and due to this the child gets anemia, and surely the death of the child takes place. Okay, so this is the incompatibility between the maternal fetal blood group and often the Rh antigens. So this happens due to this Rh negative and due to the maternal fetal blood group. Okay, so this is this one. Now, what is that Rh incompatibility? What is this Rh incompatibility? See, if the mother is Rh positive and the fetus is Rh negative, okay. And RBC from fetus can go into the mother's bloodstream through the placenta. You know that placenta is formed in the mother, okay, to provide the nutrition. So what happens inside the mother's immune system? So in the mother's immune system, it treats the Rh negative fetal as a foreign substance. Means in the mother's immune system, she has no antigen, so their body what do they make antibodies against those antigens. Okay, so these anti-Rh antibodies may cross through to the placenta of the fetus and destroy the red blood cells. Why red blood cells? Because the antigen is present on the surface of RBC. That's why the antibodies specially kills RBC. So this situation is called erythroblastosis fetalis. Okay. To the diagram, we want to let understand this. She's the mother having no Rh positive, okay, or no and Rh negative. So what happened in the first pregnancy? The child coming with Rh positive. Rh positive means what? Having some antigen, Rh antigen they have. So at that time, the first pregnancy will be safe. Why and how the first pregnancy will be safe? Because in the first pregnancy there will be no formation of antibodies, because our body needs some time to recognize the antigen, the type of antigen, how to combat, okay, how to make antibodies. Our body needs some time. So in the first pregnancy, they just recognizes the antigen only, and by this time to the second pregnancy, in this time those antigens got some antibodies inside the body of the mother. Okay, so these are the anti-Rh antibodies which is makes inside the mother's body during this pregnancy. So after that, what happens in the second pregnancy? Again, the child will comes with these antigens on the surface of the RBC. So these antibody which is ready to combat, to attack those antigens, they destroys child's RBC. Okay, this condition is called this acute anemia, because the child is not able to respire due to lack of hemoglobin, because hemoglobin is present inside the RBC of the cell. So this condition needs need these types of functioning. Okay, so after that, in the second pregnancy, third pregnancy, the child have to get this situation. Okay, so one more diagram, through this you can easily understand. So this is the Rh positive father having some antigens. This is Rh negative mother. Now this is the reaction. This is the transfer of the Rh positive antigen in the mother's body. Okay, now the Rh body's blood cell enter the mother's bloodstream. Whole antigen goes in the mother's bloodstream. Now what happened? These Rh positive blood cells causes the production of Rh antibodies during the pregnancy, and after the second pregnancy, or second in the second pregnancy, what happens there? These are some anti Rh antibodies which attacks the Rh positive blood, baby's blood, and this situation is called erythroblastosis fetalis. Why it is called the erythroblastosis? Erythro means the RBC, blastosis means blast or destroyed, fetalis means inside the fetus. So like this is the condition of Rh factor which takes place inside the body. Okay, now after the blood group, we have blood coagulation. So what is the blood coagulation exactly? It is simply, we can say, it is a clotting only. Okay, so coagulation takes some clotting, is the process by which the body changes from the liquid to gel. Why need to make this gel? because making gel means to blocking the area of the injury site or the blood vessel. We need to block it so that no more blood comes out of the body. Okay, so it is potentially a hemostasis. Hemostasis means what? It's a resetting of the body, okay, in which it checks or in which it repairs the body by cessation of the blood loss from the damaged vessel followed by the repair. Okay, so how this happens? What is the mechanism? This mechanism is very sophisticated. This is a very sophisticated mechanism in which, see here, the injured tissue, okay, and the blood platelets, they combine together. Okay, the blood platelets which is present inside the blood. Okay, now the vitamin K is released from the liver to the injury site. Okay, vitamin K is there, and both makes what? Thromboplastin, a protein called thromboplastin. And this thromboplastin, okay, and this vitamin K have make a protein called prothrombin, which is inactive. So by the action of this calcium ions on this prothrombin, which is inactive, make this active and called thrombin active protein. Okay, now this thrombin protein needs some soluble amount which inside the blood. So in our blood we have three types of protein. Which proteins? Namely, as the first protein is the albumin, globulin, and the fibrinogen. Albumin basically used for the osmotic pressure, globulin basically for the antibodies, and fibrinogen is basically for the blood clotting. So this fibrinogen and this thrombin attaches together and form a net-like structure or a gel-like structure called a fibrin, and this fibrin blocks the whole area of the injured tissue and the blood vessel and do not allow the blood to spills out. Okay, so this is, and plus they also contain some dead RBC, dead bacteria, dead WBC, makes them to that area blocked. Okay, so like this, in blood coagulation our body need this types of mechanism. Okay, so one disease is called hemophilia. The disease called hemophilia. This is the disease which is a genetic disease, and in this disease our body is not able to clot due to some genetic errors. Okay, this is a genetic disease. So due to some genetic errors, some of the factors do not take place at the time, so our body is not able to clot at the time. So those patients, those persons having hemophilia, what they have to carry some medicine, clotting factor medicines. So whenever they get injured, so they have to take that medicine for the clotting. Okay, no doubt that if you have a large injured, if your body is a huge injury, then that will be time, it will take more time to coagulate, but there is a coagulation process takes place. Okay, but in our body, why don't this coagulation takes place inside the body? Because inside the body we have an anti-clotting agent called heparin, which is secretes by mast cells, mast cells in the areolar tissue. Okay, so we have completed this blood part in transport section.